Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Priya, and today I actually have a video that isn't completely about essays for college, even though it still kinda is. Today we're going to be talking about the additional information section in the Common App and go into detail about what you should include in that section and what you shouldn't. And yes, you should definitely fill out that section. Don't be scared to if you qualify through one of these situations. For those of you who may be new to my channel, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here, and I'm really excited to help you get through this really difficult college application process. I was there right with you guys, and I graduated last year from the University of Chicago, so I'm just here trying to give you all the information I possibly can to make this process a little bit easier for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below about any video ideas. Most of my videos are suggestions from you guys, so don't forget to let me know what you want. And smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let's get straight into this section. So the Common App additional information section is after you fill out all of your essays and all of your activities, and it's at the end, and it's completely optional. It has a word limit of 650 words, and really you could essentially add whatever you want in here that you want the admissions officer to also read, especially given that you only have a couple essays to really show them who you are. But we really do need to be careful about this section because you don't want to add irrelevant information here, because that honestly might dissuade your admissions board. So I'll go into the situations that would be really good to document in this section and situations where you should potentially not add it to this section because it might not actually help your application. My biggest point before we go into potential situations where you should or shouldn't include information in this section is to let you know that the reason they really have this section is so that you don't have to address these extenuating circumstances or these big issues in your essay. Don't try to randomly mention hard circumstances in your essays, like in your Common App or your supplements, if it doesn't really fit in. I know that you want them to know as much information about you, but just slipping in that you had family issues or financial issues in a Common App essay where you're really supposed to be talking about your personality and giving them insight into who you are, it might be out of place. So this is where you would include all of that extra information and leave your Common App essay and all of your supplement essays to really show them your personality, everything you've been through, and show them why you deserve to be on campus. So the main point that you would want to emphasize in this section is if you did have an extenuating circumstance that really affected either your grades, your test scores, your extracurriculars, or any other section in your profile. This extenuating circumstance is supposed to be something that really isn't in any other essay or really available elsewhere in your profile. So potential extenuating circumstances would include family issues like the loss of a family member or the deteriorating health of a family member. It could also include your own physical and mental health issues, as well as financial issues that you or your family might be facing, as well as just any situation that is really truly out of your control. These are all things that really can affect our day-to-day life, and the college admissions board will completely understand a drop in grades in one semester, and they'll be able to relate that drop in grades to these family issues or personal issues that you've been facing. They really do look for those sort of parallels, especially if you're a straight A student and you have, all C's one semester. It's clear that something was up, So this is where you can detail that, and this goes for extracurriculars, if you had an extracurricular that you immediately had to stop, whether it's about having transportation issues, having to move further away, having financial issues, whatever the case is, those are situations that you would want to detail in this section, especially if you haven't touched upon them in any other part of your essay and you couldn't address it yet. This is where you would address it. Now let's go into things that you should not have in this section. Okay, so you need to know that this is not an essay. This is honestly just a place where you list things out, right? This is where you would list out, those extenuating circumstances and relate it to that drop in your grades or that time you had to stop an extracurricular. You don't have to write an entire essay. This is not an essay. This is straight up just giving them information that you think they need to know. And don't include information that they kind of already would have gathered from the rest of your profile, if your entire Common App essay is about a challenge, you don't have to include that challenge again here. This is really a place for things that you really need them to know but couldn't express anywhere else. So if any of this stuff was expressed somewhere else, don't include it in the section that will not help your app. That's honestly just like information that's like redundant that they don't need. And my second biggest tip about what not to include is just like, if you have like one bad grade, like it's just a class that was so difficult for you and you just couldn't find the best way to learn for that class, and I don't know, you got a C or you got like a B or, you know, whatever you consider a grade that isn't up to par, but really it was just one class or it was just that class itself and there really weren't any extenuating circumstances, like everything was generally going normal in your life and you just did bad in a class, don't include that. Don't try to defend a bad grade. This isn't a good spot to like, you know, defend yourself when it comes to bad grades. And same with extracurriculars. Like if you just had to quit because you didn't like it or something, that's not something you would include here. That's not something you even have to explain to them really, because everyone goes through different phases in their life where they have extracurriculars and then they decide not to, you know, follow through with it. That's fine. But an example of an extenuating circumstance is, you know, your family losing your car and you having no method of transport to that extracurricular. If that's the reason you stopped, that's something you could include here because that is something you really couldn't control. Same goes for test scores. If you have a lower test score, but there wasn't really like a reason, please don't include that here. Like all of this is just redundant information and you don't need to persuade them about certain things. Like this isn't a section to persuade the admissions board to look past your, you know, little mistakes. So that's all I've got for you guys for this section. Let me know if these videos are helping you. I do want to create a video for the activity section of the Common App because I have a lot of advice for that. So don't forget to comment down below to let me know what you want next. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It has been so great to see growth like on YouTube and on TikTok and to really work with students and help them. And I'm really excited to have the opportunity after my 9-to-5 job as a data scientist. So definitely, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for joining me today. Good luck with your Common App and I will see you guys at the next video.